let's talk a little bit about Darius Garland. Let's take a look at this from Cavs Twitter. So he had a dozen assists last night. He needs 16 in the last 2 games of this month to be the all-time franchise record for assists in a month. And, Bagley was a pretty good point guard. Remember, a guy named Mark Price, who was a really good point guard, played that for a while. He just keeps, and he scores. He really seems to be evolving and understanding how to make this offense go the way J.B. Bickerstaff wants him to.
And he has to. At this point in time, Dave, the Cavs, before last night and Evan Mobley went down with the ankle injury, the Cavs are putting a huge burden on 22-year-old Darius Garland and 20-year-old Evan Mobley. Think about that. In the middle of a playoff push, when the Cavs are fighting for their playoff lives, those are the 2 guys that they're turning to kind of carry them through this portion of the schedule. And it's a difficult portion of the schedule. And what the Cavs are asking Darius to do is not easy. He's the primary playmaker for the team. He's got to create his own shots because the Cavs don't have a lot of guys that can do that on their own. And he's got to create shots for others. We talked about it throughout the course of this season, Dave. Darius is the engine that makes this team go. When he's not on the court, they look completely different. They feel completely different. The leadership is completely different as well. So you have to give him a lot of credit. This is a guy who has obviously taken a huge rise in year 3. And he, like a lot of these other guys, going through a playoff race for the very first time in his career. He's the focal point of the opposing defense. Coaches are trying to develop strategies to take the ball out of his hands and make him uncomfortable. And the evolution of Darius is that he continues to find a way to be successful in spite of that building pressure, in spite of opposing coaches targeting him.